FBA. FBA, we the backbone, y'all. You don't really wanna mess with us.
Walk, talk, act like the rest of us.
We the architects of rhythm, blueprint in the sound. Every nation on the planet wanna copy what we found. From the field to the court, from the mic to the stage. FBA in the book, they just reading the page. They biting our slang, remixing our drip, speed up. Culture so heavy, got FBA in the book, they just reading the page. They biting our slang, remixing our drip, speed up. Culture so heavy, got the world doing flips. We the soil, we the root, they the branches at best. If America's a body, then we heart in the chest. Head lives in the church, 808s in the streets. We turn struggle into hustle, made the bitter sweet. Our ancestors walk with us, every step, every feet, every chain that they forged, we remixed in the gold. Took the pain, made it flame, now the whole globe knows. From the jazz to the rap, from the blue to the funk, we the blueprint, homie, y'all just building the truck. You don't really wanna mess with us.
FBA too dangerous. FBA too dangerous.
You don't really wanna mess
With us.
Don't act like the rest of us.
You don't really wanna mess
With us.
FBA too dangerous.
You don't really wanna mess with us. Act like the rest of us. Y'all come on up in here, we about to get started.
Foundation from the Negro spirituals to modern day vibrations. We the style, we the swag, we the walk with the lean. Whole world studying us like a college routine. From the cotton to the culture, from the chain to the chain. Ice on the wrist, now they copy the name. We the sermon in the rhythm, revolution around. Every bar got a scar, but we make it now they copy the name. We the sermon in the rhythm, revolution around. Every bar got a scar, but we make it divine. Who taught the world soul? Who gave it that blood? Who made pain sound?
The lights up, share the live, we about to talk about it.
Already mixed the slang, but can't steal the spirit that's born in the pain. Our story ain't a chorus, it's a whole symphony, melanin melody, infinite energy. Our story ain't a chorus, it's a whole symphony, melanin melody, infinite energy. We the drumline of history, the trumpet of change. Every note that we play rearranges the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really wanna mess with us. Y'all get them likes up. Maybe get the 10K likes and I'll start bringing people up. We're gonna talk about it. You don't really wanna mess with us. Too dangerous. You don't really wanna mess with us. Walk, talk, act like the rest of us.
We the gospel in the grit, we the hood in the hymn.
Come on.
From the cotton gin sparks to the light that don't dim. Bring beats father, we the jasmine's child. We the
Come on.
soul in the struggle, turn the pain into style. See the cadence that's bloodline, the vision that's flame. FBA in the roots, you gon' remember the name. Global trendsetters, whole world in our stance. Even Paris got the swagger when we taught them to dance. From the march on DC to the march in the club. From the fist in the sky to the bass in the sub. They can imitate the look, they can copy the tone, but they can't fake the soul that's God-given home. Now the cities, the TikToks, they follow the way. We the leaders, they the students, every culture we pay. So salute to the ancestors, the past and the present. We the gift to the globe, FBA is the essence, stand
You
up.
don't really wanna mess with us. You don't really wanna mess with us. You don't really wanna mess with us. Too dangerous. You don't really wanna mess with us. Don't act like the rest of us. Wanna mess with us. Dangerous. You don't really wanna mess with us. Like the rest of us. Y'all come on up in here, we about to get started. We about to talk about it.
You don't really wanna mess
With us. Get them lights up. You don't really wanna mess with us. FBA, we so dangerous. You don't really wanna mess with us. Walk, talk, act like the rest of us. Yeah, we about to what's going on? The climate. If y'all haven't heard, I'm sure y'all heard I'm almost positive y'all all know what happened. I found out about it. You know, social media is where you're gonna get your news from. That's just where you're gonna get it from. Social media is where you're gonna get your news from, man. Lots going on, man. Trump saying how great the man was. And let me start by saying this, family. I wish this on no man and no man's family. When you're out there standing on business, good or bad, there's always an entity or a person who doesn't like what you got to say. I'll bring you up in a minute, KLS. I'm gonna bring you up in a minute, brother. We gotta talk though. I gotta chop it up with the family real quick. Y'all gotta get the likes up to 10K, and I'll just start bringing people up. But we gotta get the likes up. Share the live. Get everybody involved in the live. Share the live, and we gotta chop it up, man. Fam, we gotta talk about what happened. What happened in Utah is not just news, family. I want y'all to understand. It's a signal. What happened in Utah was a signal. It was a message, a warning. It was a warning in a climate that's getting hotter by the day. Let me make sure I switch this on to my Wi-Fi real quick, family. Give me 1 second. I don't want any instability happening, so I want 1 second. I don't want any instability happening, so I want. Okay, we good. Okay, we're good. I just had to make sure we got the Wi-Fi cracking and we don't destabilize, so we're on the Wi-Fi. Conservative influencer 𝗤𝗏. I'm not going to say his whole name. Was unalived at Utah University, Utah Valley University. Mid-speech. He couldn't even finish his thought. He couldn't even finish his sentence. And it happened in broad daylight. Today we're going to break down what happened, what it means for us as foundational Black Americans, and why it's time to tighten up on the code, man. It's time to tighten up on the code like never before. It's time to tighten. Give you that. There's all kind of people with their perspective. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to tell you the chickens are coming home to roost. This is not that message. I'm not giving you that message. I'm not here to give you the message that I'm not here to laugh at the brother or clown the brother for what happened to him. I'm not here to do that. You know, everybody knows what 𝗤𝗏 stood for. Everybody knows what he stood for. I don't need to tell you that. You know he had a lot of white supremacist ideas and thoughts. You know he claimed to be a Christian, a so-called Christian, like most of these white conservatives do. And the media is going to put you already know the media is ahead of the story. They already have a narrative that they're coming out with. They already got a narrative of what they want to talk about and how they want to talk about it. President Trump then got ahead of it and said what he had to say. But I want y'all to understand, man, this climate is about to get hotter. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's climate. I'm not here to gloat on that, brother. I'm sure he had life insurance and his family is taken care of. I'm sure of it. You know, somebody's capitalizing off this brother, off of his off of his departure. Somebody's capitalizing off of his departure. It always seems to be that somebody's going to capitalize off his departure. But in mid-speech, I think we saw what happened. So let's deal with the facts first. According to multiple outlets, Reuters, AP, Fox News, according to them, not to me, 𝗤𝗏 was speaking at a UVU around noon. 20 minutes in, a sound was heard. I'll just say it like that. A sound was heard. And immediately, he goes down. His neck, family, his neck. The crowd panics. They rush him off stage. He's taken to a hospital and later pronounced unalive. Utah's governor called it a political you-know-what. And all we know is the FBI and the ATF are on the case. Those are the facts, family. That's because we don't know about any other shot, we don't know about that. I don't know, you know, like I said, we don't know. These are just what we know is coming out on the news outlets. If anything else happened, we need to see video footage, you know, because I'm sure people had their cameras. I'm sure people was recording. So if we find out that other people were injured behind this, because as far as I know, it was one shot, one sound, and that was it. Now let's be crystal clear. This is bigger than left versus right. This is about the temperature in America, family. This is about the temperature of America. Somebody just pulled off a long distance hit on a major public figure. And that should tell you all we need to know of where our nation is going. Share the live, family. Get the likes up to 10K. We got to talk about it. Just a quick before we even get turned in. If you're not supporting the FBA coin, I don't know what you're doing. It's the first crypto coin for foundational Black Americans. Go to fbacoin.org, fbacoin.org. Join our Telegram and get all the information on the coin. We had a great meeting today in the VC, and we're going to have many more talks and meetings in the VC. So make sure if you don't know about the FBA coin, you find out. You get some information and you join the Telegram. But let's go through what we know, family. The how can I say this? The pew pew came from about 200 yards away. Allegedly from a rooftop of the 𝗖𝗎cie Center. Okay? One sound, one pew pew. Precision and person of interest seen was in all black tactical gear with a helmet, mask, rifle. Now, supposedly, allegedly, I got to be careful. They caught him, and then they didn't catch him. He was let go. And supposedly, the person that pulled this tactical is still at large. Now, unless something else happened, unless the news, I don't know, family. anything can happen between an hour ago and now. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as we know, they don't have a person of interest yet. This was a high-profile hit, family. That's what it was. That's what it was. This got the 3-letter alphabets involved. The 3-letter alphabet is involved, family. And this ain't the first time we've seen this, family. If you're a foundational Black American, it happened to us first. Somebody said it was a hired, huh? Yeah, it could be. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna speculate. We're gonna talk about it. But I wanna make sure we know what this means for us as a family, okay? This ain't the first time we've seen America's in the crosshairs turn political. This ain't the first time. Malcolm, Martin, Hampton, JFK, attempt on Donald J. This is about to go down, family. This is about to go down, and we got to understand and know how we're going to move out here. We saw the attempt we saw the attempt and execution on many candidates before this person. So why all of a sudden Charlie K? That's what I want y'all to think about. Why Charlie K? Not going to say his whole name. Y'all know what we're talking about. Why Charlie K? Of all people, I want you to understand now. Understand when I'm going to say this as delicately as I can. This was for the YT supremacist community and for just YT people, conservative in general. He was there. I don't even want to say it like that, but this just to get the point. He was their Malcolm X, family. He had radical ideas. He was empowering the young mind. Key thing, the young minds, the young YT male minds. He was speaking to them. He was speaking to them. He was empowering them. He was bringing a message of hope to them. Wasn't to us. You know, he said some very disparaging thing about the Black community. Some very disparaging things that we didn't like, that didn't sit well with us. He had his own spin on. He left out COINTELPRO when it came to us and just called it. We had a baby mama problem. We had no fathers in the home problem. He tried to psychoanalyze us like that. We didn't like that, but he was giving a message to empower the youth of YT. I want you to understand that, family. Now think about that. Listen. This is a signal. This is a warning. I want y'all to understand. I want you to understand. We have got to really start looking at this thing. We have to really start paying attention, because if it could happen to a Charlie K, you don't think it can't happen to us? There is somebody out there trying to get people up out the paint, family. They're trying to get them up out the paint. They don't want a certain message being sent. They don't want the youth, the young people, because this is who he was. The brother was only 30 years old. He was giving a message that was empowering the YT youth and changing the ideology. He was pretty much deprogramming them from radical leftist views and bringing a white tea empowerment message and conservative message to those people. He wasn't speaking to black. He wasn't speaking to the foundation of black Americans, but he was definitely speaking a message to empower the YT youth. And I want y'all to understand, we've been the victims. We've been almost first at everything before. So when we see these things happen, we can almost slow things down and tell you and break it down just step by step because it happened to us first. Our political figures were targeted. When did think about this, family? When did COINTELPRO turn over to them? We're used to COINTELPRO. We're used to being silenced. We're used to knowing that, hey man, this message is getting too hot and it's getting a little bit too dangerous. We're used to that. But YT, they're not used to this. They're emboldened. You understand? They don't expect the police to pew them. They expect them to do that, but they don't expect it to be turned on. They don't expect that machine, that COINTELPRO machine, to be turned on them. It happened with Donald J. They tried to get Donald J. up out the paint. This man has security, family. He had security. And they were still able to get at him. They were still able to get at him. They were still able to get him up out the paint, family. Think about that. I want you to really think about that. Get the likes up to 10K because I want to bring people up. We got to talk about this. I want to get into y'all psychology real quick. I want to get into your minds real quick, and we're going to chop it up. But now the machine has turned. It has pivoted. And there's all kind of speculation. I'm gonna tell you right now. You already know who they're gonna blame it on. You already know. You already know what they're gonna say. We don't even gotta say it. We already know what their excuse is. It's always one group of people that are gonna get the blame. We don't gotta say their name. We know who it is. Or they're gonna try, or the media is not gonna do it. You understand? The media has a different narrative. They're gonna call it political. They want to tell you it was some radical leftists, blue-haired, obese, pronouns are him, her, them, all the above. That's the narrative they're going to spin. They're going to say it was the left versus the right. They're going to play into that, and they're going to keep spinning that thing out, just spinning it out until it can't be spun no more. But we got to look at this thing more critical than that. As foundational Black Americans, we got to look at this thing more critical than that. So I'm about to jump into the speculation zone. Everything I'm about to say is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. But all I got to say is, family, we got questions. Was this a lone wolf with a grudge? Or was it coordinated? That's a good question. How did somebody get on the rooftop and access in broad daylight with a long range pew pew? How did that happen? Where was the security? And who benefits from the chaos that follows? These are the conversations that mainstream media can't have. But we're going to have them. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Here's what I bring home for my people. If they can do this to a mainstream conservative with a security team, you better believe we need to be moving more cautious and more on code. If they can do this, listen, in broad daylight, family, in broad daylight, in freaking Utah. All those Mayo people outside and nobody seen nothing. All them cameras and nobody seen nothing. Family, they caught the Donald J quicker than that, supposedly, allegedly. They caught both of his victims, or both of his perpetrators, like that. The one that attempted, and the one that was on the rooftop. But this one got in and got out. Now we don't know. We're gonna wait for the video. We're gonna wait for the video. You know, because you know all the video. The video ain't all out right now. The video ain't out right now. Somebody seen something. Somebody had to have seen something. But here's what this tells me, family. We got to be more cautious. We need our own security. We need a culture of making sure that we have security around us, around our people, around our, we don't have leaders, but our so-called leaders, right? We got to make sure that when we step on the scene, we step correct. We can't afford, and we don't have the luxury to deal with another attempt on us. If they can do it to them, what do you think they can do to us, family? You got to understand. And if you're not on code, if you don't know what's going on, it's time. Wake up. It's time that y'all wake up and really get on code. Really get on code with your people. Really know what's going on. Turn off the mainstream media and plug into the grassroots media and start knowing how we're moving out here. Get in. If you're not in the Telegram, if you're a foundational Black American and you're not in the Telegram, join the Telegram so we can talk strategy, so we can talk solutions, so we can talk moves that we're making. There's only so much I can tell you on this TikTok. There's only so much I can tell you on this TikTok. But we got to move different, family. We need to stop the bickering and the fighting online, the doxing of each other, all that stuff. We need our own platform now more than ever. But we need to make sure that when we do an event, we got brothers that are trained, licensed, and ready to protect our people and our events. Hell, we need a dome of protection over us at all times. We need to have a whole black city with a dome on it, so they can't drop the BOMB, and so they can't do nothing to us when we move. Because for some certain reason, listen, when we show up, they're willing to sacrifice everybody. If we have a great leader rise up in the likeness of a Malcolm or a Martin Luther, right? I'm going to tell you right now, the way they know how we move and how when we get on code, they will BOMB the whole city, the whole block, just to get us out the paint. They're willing to do that. So we have to move in a way where we have a dome of protection over us at all times, everywhere we go. This was a signal and this was a warning, family. They stopped this man in mid-speech. They stopped this man in mid-speech, family. Condolences to his family. I'm not gonna gloat over him. I didn't like the man. I didn't like what he had to say, especially when it comes to my people. I didn't like that. But this is a sad day for the conservative right. This is a sad day. This is a sad day for many YT Americans on both sides. This is a sad day for America as a whole, because we all are witnessing this and experiencing this. This is a wake-up call for a lot of foundational Black Americans. This is a wake-up call for Americans also as a whole. We just may see it differently. Yeah, sad day for Christians. And what about Christians? Do Christians do bad things too? Is he a martyr? Let's talk about that. Is he a martyr? Is he a martyr? I don't know. But we got to talk about it, family. I know this. Because of times like these, you either have protection or you're a sitting duck. Your people either got your back. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Or they don't. You either understand and know that FBA is all you got. We got, and we gotta go back to watching each other's back. Why wasn't anybody checking those? See when you're arrogant and you're emboldened and you don't believe these things could happen to you for saying the things that you're saying, you are mistaken. You are unprepared. You are overconfident. Whenever they want to touch you, they can touch you. That's why we must come out of Egypt, family. We must come out of this dominant society system, and we must create our own. We must create our own system, because you see what's happening in their system. Their system is crumbling. Did y'all see what happened to France? France has crumbled. Some people are saying Candace Owens singly took down France, or it's that bad. Of the talk about is he or is he a he, she, or what, that they had to crash the whole system in France and start it over again. It's done. The colonial empire of France is done. What if that's just one of the dominoes that's falling? What are you going to do when it reaches here? If you're stuck in the same system that they were in France, that a lot of us are all in right now, you're going down too. When the fiat money says it's not worth anything, when the fiat money says it's negative, you can't do nothing about it. When the economy crashes, you can do nothing. So you either have another system to go to, or you have absolutely nothing to go to. It's your choice. The dominoes are moving fast. I don't see it reaching us this quickly, but let me tell you, if another domino falls over there in Europe, I want y'all to understand, you better get ready. You better get prepared. As the political climate thickens, and if another incident happens, I want you to know that the time is near. And all who are stuck in the old corrupt regime, the system, the rigged system, all who are stuck over there, There's no help. There's no 𝗔𝗯ance, or whatever you want to call it. There's none of that. All of you who thought Trump was going to be your savior, your great white hype, he's not. The climate has changed. And you can feel it and you can sense it. The climate has changed. It was all rah in the beginning. Yeah. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, damn. This is business as usual. What did we want to believe, or did we want to think any different? The only thing I told you was about Trump was that he was needed. He was needed to wake everybody up. I didn't say he was going to save anybody. I just told you he was needed. Because we as foundational Black Americans, we need to know what we need to wake up to. We need a dose of reality. You need a reality check. Some of y'all are still living in la la land. Some of y'all are still living in a delusional land. Listen, these are scary times and real times we are living in. I want you to understand that. I never told you that Trump was going to save anything. I just said, hey, if you know who Nebuchadnezzar is, go look up Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible, and you'll see how the Most High was able to use Nebuchadnezzar. I said he was a type. I said he was a type of Nebuchadnezzar. And if you read your Bible, you know how Nebuchadnezzar fell too, and how he was humbled too. But you need to realize that we ain't got nothing to do with them. And they don't want nothing to do with us. We ain't got nothing to do with them, and they don't want nothing to do with us. And it's time we pick a side. It's time. Who you gonna love? Who you gonna follow? Who you gonna trust? It's time. Are you gonna rock with your people? Are you gonna get on this lineage bandwagon? Are you gonna get on this lineage train? Are you gonna get on the real underground railroad? Or are you gonna stay out here and be like a fly being swatted? Every time you land on a building, bah. Every time you get on the pavement, bah. Every time you go on the windowsill, bah. Are you gonna be like the wind tossed to and fro? Are you gonna just be? Or when are you gonna get tired of that? When are you gonna get on cold? When are you gonna rock out for real with your people? When are you gonna put away the silly and petty beef and get on cold with your lineage? I'm not saying join the diaspora, because we know what that is. That's another trick bag. I'm not saying we all humans and we need to unite. No. Your energy is not our energy. Point blank. Your energy is not the same as our energy. It's just not the same. Your God, your Moses, your Jesus is not the same as ours. We don't claim them. We know who Moses is. We know who Jesus is. And we claim them. But the ones that you talking about, no. Because we know how y'all, through history, changed the names of deities, right? And made certain deities become gods. We know how y'all did that. I'm saying the scriptures are the scriptures. And the God I'm praying to, the Most High I pray to, is definitely not your Most High. They can't be. As much genocide as the dominant society has committed, we cannot be serving the same God. It's impossible. We don't have the same ancestors. It's impossible for you to have the same ancestors as us. Impossible. My ancestors stood on business. Most of your ancestors were criminals and fleers. They fled or they were degenerates. Or both. My ancestors, they didn't flee. They stood on business and said, we gonna figure it out right here where we at. We gonna figure this thing out. 𝗤𝗏𝗂𝘁 passed away. 𝗤𝗏𝗂𝘁. If you know who this guy is right here, go look it up in mid-speech. Broad daylight, 200 yards away. They got him. Now, many of us, some of us probably want to rejoice, but I don't think it's funny. I think you better heed the message. You better heed the warning. You better pay attention to the signals. That's what I think you better do. Yeah, the video's trending. Man, think about it. We've never seen they broadcast our stuff like the video the stuff. Listen, they're not supposed to see that. That's going to traumatize a lot of the dominant society. They just put them back 50, 60 years with this video. They just rolled out a whole nother JFK all over again. Do you know the conspiracy talks on this is going to go on forever? Are you paying attention, family? He's not even a freaking president, but he's a mainstream figurehead that was taken up out the paint. What do we always say that the dominant society do with their tools? Once they get done with their tools, what do? We just ain't never see them. It's very few we see them. We can go back in history. I guess we can go back. We can go back to Abraham Lincoln, JFK. They tried to get DJ, but I guess he decided to play ball. It seems like he's playing ball. Don't it seem like Donald Trump is playing ball? Seems like he's playing ball now. Seems like he's getting it together. He done chose a side. He decided to choose a side. And then they said, oh, 𝗤𝗏𝗂𝘁, you don't want to play ball? Well, guess what? Your time's up. Your ticket's been punched. Your TV has been turned off. And imagine, listen, the video's going viral, but I just want y'all to look at it from this. Imagine his family, his wife and kids who have to watch that over and over and relive that over and over. Imagine how they thought he was going to another rally and he was coming home. They thought he was coming home, family. They thought he was coming home. I want you to know that they thought he was coming home. I want you to know that he thought he was coming home. Yeah, welcome to the club. Did 𝗤𝗏𝗂𝘁 get his Negro wake-up call? Seems like everybody's getting a Negro wake-up call. No matter what color you are, you're going to get the wake-up call. You're going to get the message. And the message going to be loud and clear. It's going to be loud and clear. Family, sometimes, you know what, man, we might have to be really strategic and just start doing everything online. Not doing these meetups and these big rallies. We might just have to start saying, hey, man, everybody, you know what? We about to go live on our own app. What's good, Monique? We're going to have to go live on our own app. And as many as y'all can tune in and can get in the room, get in. But going out doing these rallies, family, that ain't safe. We got technology now. We got to start understanding it and using it, right? Going out doing these meet and greets, are they really safe? Are they really safe? Are they really safe? Going out doing these meet and greets, are they really safe? We gotta start asking ourselves that question. So what's the marching orders, family? We almost at 10K. Get us up to 10K. Come on, we almost there. We almost there. I want to bring some people from the family up, and I want to talk about this. What's our marching orders, man? Support, 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 support. Support FBA businesses. If you're not in the Telegram, get in the Telegram so we can really chop up some real game and do some real strategies. That's where we're going to have all the tough and the real conversations over there, family. Over in the Telegram is where we can strategize. See, this is for likes, views, clicks. You know, I got to be politically correct over here. I got to tell y'all the friendly message. I gotta, you know, filet mignon it for y'all. I gotta butter it up for y'all. I gotta talk in circles and talk in code. But over on the Telegram, family, I can give it to you raw and uncut. And we can talk to each other that way, in the way that we know how. And we can connect with each other the way that we know how. And we can strategize, and we can talk about building this FBA ecosystem and getting things popping for us. While the colonial powers, as they unalive themselves, as they topple and fall and crumble, as their economy just goes through the ringer into the dismal and just spins into a spiral that's out of control until it goes 20 feet up under the earth. We gonna talk about thriving like it's the Harlem Renaissance all over again. We're gonna talk about how they went through a Great Depression and we went through a Grand Rising. That's what we're going to talk about, family. We're going to talk about how we are going to go through a moment, a season of rise and conquer, a season of wealth, of generational wealth, while they're going to go through their turmoil because they don't have another system but this system, family. This system was made for them to thrive. They don't have any other system. Exactly. It's our time. It's our time. We have to start preparing for our time. It's never going to be our time if we wait on, you know, the sweet by and by. If we waiting on somebody else who's not us to change it, it's going to take us, all hands at deck. Us. We had a meeting session today in the VC in the Telegram. Many questions was asked and many bonds was forged. Many people said, you know what? I'm with it. I'm on board. I had questions. I had doubts. I had concerns. But now that you've answered them, I'm ready. I'm locked in. And that's how we all need to be feeling. Are you locked in? When I ask you if you're locked in, I want to know, are you locked in? Are you locked in? Or are you still on the fence? Are you still not going to rock with your brothers and your sisters who are trying to build something, the most powerful ecosystem this world has ever seen? We almost at 10K, family. Get 200 more likes. Let's get up there so I can bring my boy KLS. He's been trying to get up in here. Are you locked in? Are you ready to go? Thank you, fam, for getting us to 10K. I appreciate that. Let's bring up my boy KLS. Anybody else who want to come up? Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Are you locked in? That's all I want to know. Are you locked in? Are you ready to go? Because when it's time to go, do you got your bags packed? Are you ready? Are you locked in? What's up, KLS?
Yeah, man. I just got up for this. You gave me a lot of ideas to go think about. But yeah, I saw it. I just saw it. And let me give you some information. So yeah, it was in I think it was UVU. They were Patrol speaking at a university. They said that the guy was caught, but that wasn't. They arrested some old man, but people were saying that. I do agree. Like, this guy's old. There's no way he can, because you're talking about 200 to 300 yards, right? There's no way you have that kind of accuracy to hit a jugular. I don't.
200 yards.
Yeah.
One shot.
Yeah. One.
That's all they heard, and that was an unaliving shot. I'll just say it like that. That was an unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be a professional. You had to be. It was military grade. It was all the agencies training.
Oh yeah, American Sniper probably.
It could have been international. It could have been even international. Allegedly, and for entertainment purposes, TikTok.
But you know, there was a video that just came out, and I don't know if I said it yet, but there's this video that has the whole scope of the area, and it kind of pans to the right, and you can see a figure on the roof. You can see a figure. Video. So
if you got that, send that to me. If you got that, put that in the Telegram. Put that in the Telegram. If you got it.
I just went over it, but I don't think I saved it. But I'm gonna check for it. But yeah, there's possibly that. I think it is, because as soon as people start frantically moving around, you can kind of see him duck a little bit. So that may be what it is. But I think he was wearing black. It looked like he was wearing black.
They said tactical gear. They said tactical helmet.
Yeah.
So it's not that people didn't see him. He got away. How the heck did he get away? All them YT people, and he got away.
All in the midst of the chaos. I think it's possible. It makes an open exit for people like that if they don't really know how to maneuver. So yeah.
So this can't be no. So we can agree. This can't be no amateur. This can't be some.
Oh no, someone like that definitely.
Some blue-haired HR lady who's disgruntled because he talked about the LGBTQ. This can't be that, right?
No way. I don't believe so. Somebody that hits in that range from one shot, that accurate to go hit a jugular. I want to emphasize, it wasn't just his neck. It was his jugular. Okay? So someone like that is definitely skilled in what they do. You have to have, I'd say, 10 plus years of experience to do some shit like that.
Okay. I agree. Let me hear from Goddess real quick. How you doing?
Hey.
Been a long time.
Long time.
What do you think about what's going on with all this?
I haven't seen the video. Don't need to see it. I will if it comes across my desk. But I can take it in two different directions. So I'm going to just choose the positive one.
Okay.
The Caucasian on Caucasian crime has never been addressed. Instead of addressing that on their own, they of course, a scapegoat. So when they choose to behave that way or respond or react to the issues in their community, this is what you get. You know what I mean? And they really have to take a good look on who they want to be if they do make it into the future, of course, God willingly for them. But are you just going to continue on the same pattern, the same cycle, or will you choose to be better? That's what I have to say about this.
Right. Are the YT people are they going to address their own issues that are happening in their backyard?
Yes.
Are they going to continue to ignore them and act like it's everybody else and it's not them? That's a good point. True Blue.
Hey, yes, sir. How you doing, Too Much? I hear you, brother. It's good being back to chat with you. The first point I like to make, being a military guy myself, and I'm gonna tell you, when you say 200 yards, you're talking about 2 football fields.
Come on.
You're talking about 2 football fields, and I know that when I trained, I got up to be an expert, and shooter, and you got to understand elevation. You got to understand a lot of things. To me,
could you do that right now?
No, I could probably hit the target, but I can't say, you know, to make a shot of that magnitude to hit. It's either was fortuitous or a great someone knew what they were doing. Because the only reason I say that is because what happens to any time you take a round, it starts to dissipate. It falls. So you're basically shooting above, and then it lands into it when you get that far out. So to be able to do that, you know, you have to know what I just talked about. Your weapon has to be. It's too many factors for it just to be, and one to go off. I don't know. I don't like to do conspiracies. You know what I mean? But I do understand weaponry from that standpoint. To make a shot like that at 200 yards, I'm actually above your head by at least a yard to be able to hit you there. That's just a given. And I know this, and then I have to decide whether I'm going to be in the prong position, I'm in the sitting position. You know, I got to have it so I'm locked in, so I don't have any vibration with this weapon. It's a heck of a thing to do for someone. If you're just a general person, I can't say this is at least I would say at a minimum, someone who practiced with that type of weaponry up to it can be, a high level sniper. That's part A. Now part B, back on this, are they going to learn? When you build the foundation of a country off nefarious behavior, you do the level of what you did of generalization that you call when you do genocide, and you characterize that as patriotism, and you characterize that as pioneer, when you characterize that as discovery, and then you go further than that. You don't just characterize it, you constitutionalized it. You put it in a constitution and then created what we call an organizational behavior through your judicial, legislative, and executive branches to perpetuate everything nefarious you've ever done on this continent, and then try to point the finger elsewhere because you don't want to look at the tree. You want to try to talk about the bearing of its fruit, and you're surprised these things keep occurring. I can't, I'm not going to swallow that tablet. It doesn't make sense. I asked my son the other day, I say that they're so good at stigmatizing and the way they characterize things. I asked him, I said, what is the difference between an archaeologist and a thief? And this is the greatest weapon they use. Their characterization of things is why they can't seem to come to grip. And when I say they, I'm talking about the people who subscribe to this idealism that this is not real, this is all fabricated, that we're just kind of, the new word now is victimizing, making excuses. It's just on and on and on every time you call it out. And it's sad because there's no history of us doing these kind of things, not habitually. I ain't gonna say that we don't have outliers, but anytime there's been this political discern, we've seen it with our leaders, we've seen it with so many different things, and even on their leaders. It's just part of the MO. So I don't understand why now they want to suggest that it's not part of the just organizational behavior of this country. It's part of the tree that they built.
That's true. All fact. All fact. Well said. I'm gonna come back to you, True Blue. I'm gonna come back to you. 𝗖𝗂𝘁, you can go ahead and come off your mic. I want to hear from you. But before you do that, if you can, just for the people who don't know, what is a 𝗖𝗂𝘁? Can you explain to the people what that is or what that means?
A star seed is an entity that came from the stars, that wasn't born on this planet. We just came to this planet. So that's what a star seed to me is.
Okay. Are you a 𝗖𝗂𝘁?
I'm a star seed, baby.
Okay. Go ahead. Speak on the subject matter of
Okay. So I was in the Army, military. I went to sniper school and all that stuff. I was a sniper. I worked for the federal government. I worked for, with high, people. Matter of fact, when I was in the law enforcement here in California and the Clintons came, we guarded them. But here's what I'm trying to get to. There's a program that if you have a lot of threats on your life and you want to protect your family and you got 2 little kids, what program do you think you go into?
Protective custody.
Witness protection, right? But it's not going to work unless the people that are threatening your life see you die on TV or whatever. They know that you got killed. That will protect the family. So I think he had a blood pack on his neck where you use in the movies, you push a button and it explodes. I'm just saying, bro, this sounds like witness protection and he wanted to protect his family.
Okay, family.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, and we're going to say for entertainment. Now, I've never heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could put a blood pack and then you could, put makeup over it. And then you can make it.
Right, I got you. You mean to tell me it got that bad for him?
Oh, for him? Probably. And he probably thought about his kids and stuff. And they're like, you can do this when you go to Utah and then we can, whisk you guys away, start a whole new life. And he probably talked to his wife about it. He's all, I'm going to just go ahead and do this, babe.
So you think he made a deal with the government?
With the government. Yeah. And they're protecting him. So, to protect his family. Because that shot, bro, there's like he said, there's too many variables. The wind, just everything, moisture. You really got to get your clicks right on, on your weapon. So if you aim for the head, right above the ear, it'll drop to his throat. But that is precise. I mean, this ain't the movie Shooter.
Mid-sentence, you think he could pull that off on himself in mid-sentence, though?
Well, yeah, because everything he knew when he was about to happen, he probably got signals or whatever, and somebody gave him a signal and then he knew it was about to happen. He put the mic down and then boom, and then he grabbed, he fell. Now, they could have blew the blood pack and then, I'm telling you, that's how you get people put into the program. Because if they can't see that you're dead, they're still going to search for your family and everything to try to find you.
So I'm telling you. Now I got before I let cousin go. Now I got to ask, who do you think it was? Who was?
What do you mean?
Who do you think was that? Who was that? Who do you think was after him?
Oh, there could have been. There's no telling who was threatening his family, talking about unaliving his kids. There's no telling. But when it gets to that point, those high, people in high government, and he's in high government because he hangs out with Trump and all them and stuff like that. You kind of you get people whispering in your ear it's getting bad. I don't think we can protect you and your family, stuff like that.
So at what point was his mission? At what point did his family become more important than his mission?
I have no idea when.
He was on a mission.
No, but if he's getting threatened and he got 2 little kids, bro, you take that witness protection program. You take it.
Okay. Hey,
so just think about that.
Yeah.
Because did they catch the guy?
No.
They didn't catch the guy.
I mean, yeah.
See?
They have somebody in custody.
Oh, they do?
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. I was just.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. The 2 that they had, they released.
Unless this is breaking news right now, they had somebody and they let them go.
Yeah. That was the wrong. Yeah. He was the wrong guy, I guess, but.
Yeah, the 2 that they had after interrogating, they released them.
Right. And so with witness protection, you can't really catch anybody. You got to just say they got away. Because if you catch them, now here goes more questions, more research into the suspect. See what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. That was a blood pack. That was a blood pack.
For entertainment purposes, brother, I'm telling you something. I'm not gonna say it ain't possible, but I mean, you taking me in a place I hadn't even thought about.
I haven't thought about that.
That's a stretch for
Hey,
sure. That's a
This is
stretch, bro. We ain't saying no.
hey, hey, real quick though, I was just talking to my name Lito for sure, man. Thank you for bringing me up. I want to say I appreciate you, Mr. Too Much, and appreciate what you're doing in your panel. But I'm gonna have to agree with this brother, man, because I watched the video, and if you really look at it, I watched the video that was it had rewound it, played it in slow motion. But if you look at it real close, bro, on his right side, it looked. I was like, damn, like it looked like something black under his shirt, right? And then my thing is too, is that if you're, I've never seen this man out of all the videos that I've seen of him. I've never seen him. He was either on he either had a mic in front of him on a stand, or he had a mic in his hand and never put the damn mic down. You feel me? So my thing is that dude picked up the question. It was two questions that had to do with pum-pums, right? And he picked the mic up, set it down. The whitest person is asking him a question. Then picked the mic back up, answered the question. They asked him a question. He answered it, set it back down, and then boom. And it looked like to me, man, I mean, I understand high velocity and all of that stuff, man, but that was a lot of juice coming up out of dude, man. It looked like a pack to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it damn near looked like one person had their cell phone, and their cell phone was real close to him if you peep game. The cell phone was real close to him. So my thing is that with the way technology is, and I mean, you can control drones with cell phones. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, man, it could have been. You got to go back and watch the video. But I told my fiance, I was like, man, I said it looked like something was up under his shirt, because his shirt was sticking out on the right side on the collar. It was kind of sticking out a little bit, but it was
Did he
like
have
he was
on a
trying to sit
t-shirt?
straight up. He had on a
Did he have on a
t-shirt.
t-shirt?
Yes, sir. He had on a t-shirt, a white t-shirt, but the way that it spewed out, it looked like something was up under his shirt. I understand the impact of a smullet, you feel me? But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It looked like it was it looked. I don't know. I feel where dude coming from. But I said the same thing to my girl.
It looked like it was a pack, huh?
It looked like it was a pack, bro. Because the way it popped and then boom. Now my fiance, to be honest with you, she work in a trauma unit. You feel me? So I ain't gonna say she see that all the time, but she see the injuries after the fact all the time. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, dude was gone immediately. You feel me? But man, I don't know, man. I'm feeling like my man.
Like I said, that shot from 200 yards, and then nobody sees him up on the building. No, what? Nah.
Well, they did show somebody on the building like walking away like a shadow, but
they're
you
also,
know what I'm saying, they're black.
Yeah, they're also going to do that to make it look like there was really a shooter.
Exactly, that part right there.
You know, guys, I'm listening to you guys. And it almost sounds like they was staging something and it went wrong.
Bro, the dude that they first initially had in handcuffs, man, dude looked like Bernie, bro. He looked just like Bernie, dog. He had on some some cutoff shirts and a denim button-up T-shirt, bro.
And
Short
some
sleeve.
flip-flops.
It's some flip-flops. I mean, come
I have
on,
a question.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you come in.
Wow.
Do y'all believe that he deserved it?
Hold on.
Say
real
again?
quick.
You sound like a
I'm just
kid.
asking a question.
Yeah, hold on real quick.
You sound like a kid. But my other thing too is that if y'all you know what I'm saying are into you know the Bible and prophecies and all that type of stuff, don't forget it said that the Antichrist, you know what I'm saying, that he will be unalived in front of the world, then return in front of the world too. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I want to hear from you, Cubby. Yeah, I hear you. And then we'll entertain Haley. We'll entertain Haley. Cousin, go ahead, Cousin.
Well, given his track record of his anti-black rhetoric,
You got a track record of that.
Do y'all really think he was anti-black though?
hold up, bro. You mind if I finish?
I was just asking, brother.
Okay, what was the question, brother?
Do you really think he was anti-black?
I'm gonna go yes.
Okay, that's all I got to ask.
Again, primarily based on his rhetoric. Because see, when you tell me or when you make a statement like, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to get nervous, I'm going to get scared. So you just go completely ignore the Tuskegee Airmen.
Bro, I
Like what
thought
they
of the
had.
same thing.
You just go completely ignore that because that didn't happen. Have you lost your freaking mind? Anyway, I can only say it like this without trying to be too morbid. Karma comes for the wicked quickly.
Uh-oh, that's that
Okay.
chicken from home to roost. Okay. Uh-oh.
No, I'm not going to sit up here and act like somebody that has spoken against my people, that I'm supposed to feel some sort of regret that karma has dealt with him. And the idea of, trying to get me, I'm not going to speak to anybody else.
Can I play devil's advocate? Because I'm 100% in, I'm locked in, I'm FBA, but we don't say that when that happens to our meetings.
Yeah, I'm not such an advocate.
We don't say that we don't say the roosters come home to roost and karma came and got them. We don't say that, but we only say that when it happens to the oppressor. But
The difference is those of ours who have been unalive, we're not speaking or saying anything against us to say that
that's true. That's true.
The chickens have come home to roost. Okay,
that's true. That's true. But
no,
if it really happened, a family did lose a provider in their household. Some kids was left behind.
Given the society you live in, when you go out there and you talk like he was talking,
I got you.
To sit up here and think that tomorrow's going to be a brand new day and everything's hunky dory and nobody's going to have an issue. Now that would be kind of naive, now wouldn't it?
But
To some extent, but think about that's the culture.
It wasn't an FBA that did it. It was a YT.
No, I know.
So why do you think that? So do you think it? Don't you think it's bigger than the roosters come home? Don't you think it's bigger than that?
I think that if you designed and built a culture and you have built an arena that folks can come in and spew some real anti-issues, you are not fostering love, compassion, and understanding with that. You are participating and practicing in the opposite of love, compassion, and understanding. Now, that is just what he did. Again, I don't. It happened. Okay, I'm not going to sit again. I cannot, in good conscience to myself, come to say that the world lost a good man. I can't say
He
that.
spoke the truth.
I wouldn't.
For who?
Caucasian.
For who?
I'm definitely not saying that, brother. I'm definitely not going that route.
Agreed.
Hey, do y'all think abortion is bad? That's what he was talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
Stay on topic.
We're going to stay on topic.
You know what? Too much. I will say this in his own words. When you read his quote about empathy, you can almost understand why some people take it that far. because in his own quote for empathy, he suggested that it was an overrated term and a form of weakness. So when you quote that kind of stuff yourself, I'm not alleging it myself, but I can understand why some people cross that bridge.
So, this is my thing. We look at a Charlie Kirk, right? Does he look like anybody that anybody should fear by himself?
No.
No.
Does he look like a
Did
warrior?
Schmittler?
Does he look
Did
like
Schmittler?
Yeah, but does he look like a warrior? Does he look like somebody that if he walked down your street, you say, I got to get to the other side. I don't want no problem.
No.
No.
Absolutely not. But the only thing, it's what he inspires, though, bro. It's not his personal stuff. It's what he inspires. And this is the same thing. You can ask that same question about Schmittler. If he was walking down the street, you getting across the street on him?
No, of course not. But my point is, it's always the guy, the frail-looking man, talking tough.
The one that doesn't oppose that he looks like a threat, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but you guys, you have to understand, he's a threat because he has a big platform.
Of course,
Thank you.
of course.
He has a big platform. That's why
That's the threat. It's not him. It's the people behind him who are more 𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶 than him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's giving them folks a chance to come out here and go 𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗶.
You suggesting that the message was bigger than the messenger.
Oh yeah.
For that platform, absolutely.
Exactly.
Twisted. Charlie K. He was speaking to a generation of YT males.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the mediocre. Don't forget the mediocre part.
Right. For lack of better words, I'm not saying he is. He was their Malcolm X.
No. He was their little mustache man.
There you go. Don't put him at that
Okay,
no.
I got you. But I just want you to try to really see what he was for that community and the message that he was doing. He was changing and shaping the youth. He's a 30-year-old man, and he was speaking to the youth, the 15, the 16, all the way up to about 25 to his age group. He was speaking to them and giving them an empowering message that could be harmful in
Right. Right.
Oh man, that seed is already planted though.
Rise up in
I don't
the
think so.
future.
But let me say this: when it comes to like the whole event, there are things that I didn't see every single thing, but to ask the questions, right? Why was that guy on the roof? When he was on the roof, he moved really, really slowly. Usually, if there's people that are there doing that kind of action, they get out there quickly. I would have thought in the midst of chaos, you would have been the first to move. He wasn't. He waited a few seconds afterward, and he wasn't really moving that fast. Secondly, when that flying object hit him, it was a lot of red liquid, a lot of it.
Yes, it was.
Man,
The video was crazy.
I know. Whoa, hang on a second. I knew when it hit his neck, like it did look like it hit his jugular vein, yes, but it still looked like a lot. So I don't know if that was a pack or not, but it looked like an unusual amount.
yes, because my fiance, like I said, she working in a trauma unit, bro, and she was like, that was all his liquid out of him, all of it.
Yeah.
How much? Let me think about it. How much is going in a pack?
That's the main one.
How much of that fluid is going to be in a pack?
Did y'all see
maybe
the
a
video
pint?
where they carried him to the car?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this, dude don't even have to be, man, when they embalm him, man, when you have to drain him out.
Haley, how old are you, Haley?
Oh, that's
25.
25. Okay. Go ahead, Haley.
I'm telling you.
But you gotta shit on this Caucasian crime.
You may turn my camera on?
If you
No.
can. If you can, please. So I just want to make sure you're of age and you can have the conversation.
That part.
So we can take in your scholarship.
I'm 25, trust me.
We get a little adulty in our conversations up here.
Okay, go ahead.
It's fine. I've heard more. I have heard more than what I've heard now.
Okay, go ahead, Haley. Go ahead.
The video I seen earlier, that they were carrying him to the car, and it was like I think 5 people. They were carrying him to the car, and there was blood everywhere from his neck, his shirt. His shirt was solid red, and his arm was red. I believe that was real.
You believe it was real?
Yes.
Okay, why do you think? Who do you think did it? What do you think is going on? Let's get in your brain. What do you think happened? Why do you think it happened? Are you a Charlie? Do you like Charlie K or do you don't like Charlie K? How do you feel?
Oh, I do. I believe everything I heard earlier about the abortion, which I know that's not what we're talking about, but he did speak the truth about abortion is murder.
Okay. I'm gonna let that slide. Go ahead.
But there's some people that says, oh, he's not dead, or oh, he,
Let's use TikTok friendly words, unalive.
huh?
You know TikTok friendly words? Unalive, we can't say the D word.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you need to.
This is my sister's
You know
account.
what TikTok friendly language is, Haley.
Okay. Try to don't talk about GUN, say QQ. Don't talk about DA.
Don't weaponize your incompetence.
Unalive. Don't say the K word.
Don't weaponize it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
They flag the live.
It's not us. It's TikTok.
Oh, okay. See, I'm new at this. This is my sister's account, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, if you're gonna speak like that, just sanitize your words.
Yeah. Just try to.
If it's anything that seems harsh, just sugarcoat it.
Yeah, try to sugarcoat it.
Let me say it like this. Let me try this one. Any term of violence, you have to pretty it up.
There you go.
So, like, what?
Like
I don't know.
Like unalive instead
Unalive.
of, or
Unalive.
schmugs instead of DRUG, P-file instead of yada, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay. So were you for? Did you follow Charlie K? Did you like any of his content? Did you?
my brother-in-law knew everything about him. I didn't really know him. I just, like, saw some of his videos, but not all of them.
What's up, Too Much?
What's up, brother?
Good.
Go ahead.
Okay, finish your thought. What do you think?
But he is a Republican, so, and he's for Trump, so I'm for Trump. So
Okay, so you're a Republican for Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you
Where you
think
from?
happened?
I'm from Georgia.
Okay. What do you think happened? What do you think? Do you have a conspiracy? Do you think it was just a disgruntled person? Do you think it was a political thing? What do you think?
I think it was a political thing.
Okay. So you think
I
that?
think.
My problem with that is Charlie Kirk may have visited certain political figures, but he himself was never in politics. So the idea of even referring to him as a political leader or a political person, I gotta admit, I take umbrage with that.
No, but
I do.
but
He did not. Just because you visit the house, don't make you a politician.
No, it doesn't. But he spoke at the GOP convention.
Right.
Big deal. He still,
No, I'm just
he still
saying
ain't
that's-
never held.
that's
He
what
has still
introduced you
never
to-
held an elected office.
No. That's not necessarily.
Hold on,
We're not.
hold on.
You
Let's
can
not
be
get
political.
emotional. Let's calm the emotions down before we go any further. Let's get the emotions
Sure.
down. Let's bring the logic. Let me say this. The brother again, what I'm telling you, the brother was shaping the young YT male. He was speaking to that generation of young folk. And
She just said she was behind him, so that's not completely true.
Well,
He was
hold on,
reaching
hold-
young females as well.
hold on. If you reach the young males, you're gonna reach the young females that follow after those males. So
Right.
of course,
And those males are the ones that are going to be pulling that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
They're going to ones. Yeah.
So you gotta
Poo-pooing.
understand. That's why I say he was. I hate to use that word. That's why I say he was the Malcolm X for them, because he was speaking to a certain group and a certain generation, and it was his people and his generation. He was empowering them with a message
Propaganda.
that was very similar. If you think about it, we will not be erased.
Yep.
Who said that
Yeah,
first?
he-
We said it first.
Yeah, he started that foundation. For
Yeah,
the
but
time
who was
18
trying to
years old.
erase them?
That's what he was
let
saying.
this girl get her
That's what
damn
he
thought
was
out. I
saying.
want to know what
He
she
was
thinks.
speaking like that. He was saying, "Hey, man, we can't allow them to erase us. We have a heritage, a rich. He was saying we have a rich heritage. We
Who would be them trying to erase them though?
But
You know,
And where is any proof of that?
white people have a fear of genetic annihilation. White people have a fear of genetic annihilation because foundational Black Americans, they don't have to do any type of blatant violent attacks to get rid of white people. All we got to do is keep having sexual relations with other white people, and you know what I'm saying, keep getting them pregnant, and then doing that over and over again, and eventually there will be no white people.
I can answer the question. I can answer the question.
Years, this planet was an all-Black planet.
They ain't worried about that. They having white babies.
Yeah, I can answer the question about who's going to be erasing the white tea people.
Not enough. See,
if
you notice their talking points is our talking points in reverse. Do you understand that? They just
but what I'm doing is I'm answering the question about, he said, who is going to be erasing the white tea population, and the person and the entity in the sky called the sun is erasing them right now. Period.
I hear you, brother, but that wasn't exactly what I was saying. That wasn't exactly what I was saying. I'm getting at, because the way that he spoke, he was like, there's this boogeyman that's out here, and he's trying to get you to do these things. And who is in a position to be that boogeyman?
That's the point. That's what I agree with, my brother, because the organizational behavior that they use is the judicial, legislative, executive branch. That's the organizational behavior that's ever done anything nefarious to any group of people on this planet. On the continent of the United States. With that being said, one of the key elements of that system is stigmatization. So if I can stigmatize you, I can weaponize that a lot stronger than any factual thing. For example, you see it when they use it in terms of, when I say they, I mean the organization, when they use it in terms of
mainstream media using its tools, making sure that the propaganda that they put out.
Let me finish, brother, because we can't hear over each other. So when you hear them stigmatize such things such as they're taking over jobs, they're taking over communities, they're causing crime, that's the same stigmatization they use for people like ourselves when we were first coming into what they call integrating into society. It's the same stigma. It doesn't have to have the realization of it, but the stigma works.
Let me ask Haley a question. How old is your brother that really watches and pays attention to Charlie Tech?
Sorry, what? Sorry.
How old is your brother that pays attention?
It's actually my brother-in-law. It's my sister's husband. He's 26, I think.
That's a young man. So what do you think? How did he talk about Charlie K? How did he feel about Charlie K? What are the things that you've heard him say about that?
He said that he is I think he said he was a big Trump supporter.
Okay.
He's on Trump's side, obviously. And he's a good Christian guy.
Okay.
And he is what got me was he said that he has 2 kids. And he has, I think a 10-month-old, I can't remember. And then like I guess a 3-year-old, I can't remember.
Yeah, they're young. Yeah.
Yeah, they are young. And they lost their dad today.
Yeah, I mean, he's young himself. He's only 31.
It's alleged.
31.
It's alleged.
I still don't think.
I personally can't imagine losing my father.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really know if he's going.
Oh, he's dead.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good that you think so, because that's the whole point of witness protection program. You want people to think that he's gone. That's right. You're right.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm on YouTube right now. Let me see if he's actually dead. Hold on.
No,
I'm not trusting his
all the reports are that he is.
I don't believe YouTube either.
Unalive, sweetie. You got to say unalive.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro, that man is not here anymore. He's not here.
No, I don't believe
He
it.
didn't went somewhere. He's not here. He's not on the planet Earth
If he did
He's
not
in
have
heaven. He's
ties,
with God right now.
no, if he didn't have ties to politics, to Trump, if people, if the way, look at the way that he dropped, look at the way he turns over, look at how
I'm
much
trying to tell you, man.
no,
I'm trying to
He
tell
fell
you.
off
something
his
about that
chair.
seems really, really strange. By the way, if he really was gone, he was rushed to the hospital. What hospital did he go to? By the way,
Hold on, let me see.
Here's another question for you guys to think about. If that bullet hit him like that, he would fly the other way, not back to where the bullet came from.
That is true.
He would fly off the other way.
But
I
he
got
got
a better
shot here.
question.
He would
Did
go
you see how
this way.
that blood come out his neck?
The,
Man,
yeah,
that
but
man, that man ain't here no more, man.
Oh, you weren't up here when I said that was probably a blood pack, and he's in the witness protection program.
I don't know. That's a wild.
I'm telling you. I was in the government. I was in the
Listen,
government. I know what they do.
until
Yeah, for
somebody
sure.
goes
I know
and
what they
finds
do
his
too.
grave
I mean,
and
you would
digs
know
it
better
up
than me because
to
you
go
work for them. I
expose
ain't
his
never worked for the
body, I
government.
don't believe
Y'all
him.
keep talking over each other,
I
and
didn't
it's
think
yeah,
about
neither
that.
one of
That's
y'all are talking.
crazy.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
No, I was
Oh.
saying, you right. You might know more than me because you work for the government. I ain't never worked for the government before, and I am well aware that they have crisis actors and all these other things to make you. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want their right hand doing what their left hand is doing. You feel me? And they're gonna put a whole bunch of propaganda out there. So you are right about that. But from what I seen, from my eyes, from what I seen from multiple angles, you know what I'm saying? And I seen all that blood come out. I'm just like, I don't know.
But listen, you also have to ask yourself the question: why did they let us see it? They could have scrubbed it, bro. They have to let you see it, so we think he's gone. The enemies of him have to think he's gone.
See, we're used to them showing black us like that, but not them. Think about it. This is
No, brother. I witnessed public, if you will, unaliving. I mean, I was around when they actually took Kennedy out. Man, I've seen it, so it's not. I think, and I'm not pushing back.
Where's his body at?
I wasn't even
My
alive.
question is, who is this enemy that was supposedly after him?
This is what I'm saying. It's normal. Usually when it comes to victims and things like that in that society, they scrub it out. They really don't show it. It's very vulnerable.
They pause it. Yeah.
When it comes to us, they want to traumatize. See, they don't want to traumatize themselves. They want to traumatize us, though. They want to send a message to us, though. So why all of a sudden now are they allowing this stuff to be seen and that vivid to where you can just over it? You can, I mean, literally, it's on the internet. You can't. They haven't scrubbed it. They haven't taken it down. They haven't dinged anybody's site. It's like they're allowing this trauma to happen in their own community.
You know, I haven't seen the
That's
video.
true. I do believe y'all.
I gotta go see the video. I've just heard about the narrative. I haven't actually seen the video.
The video is graphic.
What about the body? What about his property? What about his assets? What about his family? What about all of that?
I have the hospital he's at.
What hospital
Where is
is
it?
it?
He's
What
at-
hospital was it?
Hold on, let me.
But we knew where Tupac went to the hospital, and he come on now.
He never saw Tupac's body.
Exactly.
Right here.
I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist. I'm you know, I'm finding a little
I'm
bit
just saying, everybody wants to see the body, but
hard
he
to
didn't see
digest.
Tupac's body.
That's where he's at.
And see that's another thing. The conspiracy theorist talk, that is what the CIA and put in our heads to make us think, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. But if you look at all the conspiracy theories that have been said, have been coming true.
Yes, they were true.
So when people
not
say that,
suggesting
it's like, oh, I'm not a conspiracy theorist because no, you're a truth teller.
All I'm saying to you, my brother, until I get something that quantitates at least a little bit more than just sterilizing it, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I got you.
Hey, too much.
Hold on real quick. Hey, cousin, you want to get a kick out of something? Utah
Go
gathered
ahead.
to mourn Charlie Kirk, which one lawmaker comparing him to MLK?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Here we go.
That could be any of them.
See,
Hey, too
Trump
much.
said he's
Hey,
dead.
too much. Hey, too much. Hey, I got something to say. That's an unpopular opinion, but it was something that is most likely you would agree with, right? And this is what I got to say, right?
I
Okay.
don't agree with that. I don't agree
No,
with
no,
that.
no, no, no. I'm not saying what Brett was talking about. I'm saying what I'm about to say. And what that is that with this Charlie Kirk thing, it really isn't on my mind like that. You feel me? You know,
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, what's really on my mind is when Fed Chairman Powell is going to reduce interest rates, and when Trump is going to pass the Clarity Act. You feel me? So it could be more institutional adoption and mass adoption for ISO 22 compliant cryptocurrencies. That's what my mind is really on, and that's what everybody's mind needs to be really on if they're really trying to get a real
That's why
bag.
this is why this is called a distraction.
Exactly.
It's a distraction.
Yeah. Oh. Hey.
This is definitely a distraction.
But by the way, when it came to the FBA coin and cryptocurrency, I don't know how much of a foothold they have on cryptocurrency, but they're trying to take control of cryptocurrency too. By the way.
Yeah, they are. That's a fact, and they're trying to, and that's why we're doing our due diligence to make sure that we don't get our coin treated like an investment, because it's not. We are participating in an ecosystem. We can't promise nobody good returns or bad returns, but we can say you use this coin, you're going to get in. You're going to be a part of an ecosystem that's for us, that's by us, and that one day we will control 100% when we get it to its own blockchain. But for now, it's on someone else's blockchain, and we still decentralized in that sense. And yeah, we understand that. Hey, we might need to pivot, and that's why some of the features that are on the coin is so if they ever do go the wrong way, we can still make a way for ourselves no matter what rule they follow.
There's flexibility built into the plan.
There's flexibility built into it, is what I'm saying. And we need that because we don't know what the future holds. Especially, listen, remember Kareem, right? You remember Kareem, right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Of course, yeah.
The brother was dunking in college, and what did they do?
Made dunking illegal.
They made it illegal. You understand?
Wow.
All because the brother was
Did you know that, Haley?
What?
Did you know that they did that with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he was in college?
Do you know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is?
That they made dunking illegal in college because...
So he perfected the sky hook.
Right, that's how the sky hook came into being.
So we got to be able to pivot and go to a sky hook if they take away our dunking.
That's right.
That's why
Yes, dear.
That's why it has flexibility built into.
They made it illegal. He was 7'2" in college as a center. Well, dunking for him was kind of easy. Well, could nobody else dunk like that? They could dunk, but they couldn't dunk with the ease that he could. So they said it's too easy for you, so we gonna ban it for everybody.
Look how they changed. Look how they changed the rules when Shaq, because Shaq used to sit in the key. Right now they said, oh no, you can only be in the key 3 seconds.
Come on.
Right.
Hey, I like him.
Yeah, Shaq would just sit in the key, get the ball, and then turn around and it's over.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
Understand that's why we got to be flexible. That's why we got to have a coin that grows with it, because we don't know what attack they're gonna send our way once we get it rolling. So,
Oh yeah, I do believe. A lot of the stuff that y'all did say, I do believe. I do. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, that's good.
But my thing is, so earlier today, I was on a live, and it was a whole bunch of teenagers. See, I'm not a teenager, but it was a whole bunch of teenagers. And then I got on one where it was a whole bunch of not old people, but not young people. It was probably 20, my age basically. And I was trying to talk to them about it, about the Charlie Kirk thing and all that stuff. And they said, "Oh, you're a kid," which I know you thought I was a kid, but I was trying to talk, and they said, "Oh, you sound like a kid. I don't believe you're 25." And I was like, "Let me show you my license," because I was born in 2000, so yeah, I'm 25.
Yeah,
we believe you.
I can only say this to you, sister, so that you understand this, because I've got you by double and then some. Okay. Yeah. But when it comes to speaking to people of your particular age group, and I don't say this just to be you and your group, because we did it too. And the ones coming up under you go do it too. Okay? I want you to understand. This is just what we do. That particular age group that you are now in, y'all hard-headed as fuck.
That is true. I know. My mom said that
Y'all
too.
don't like to listen. Y'all think y'all got all the answers, and it's not until you get a little bit more time on you till you realize how stupid I was when I was that age.
You know what I call that, my brother?
All
You know what I call that? It's the same thing I used to tell my kids. I say they have 3 different levels of love.
All right.
They have
Thank you for coming
unconditional.
up, Haley. We appreciate it, but we got to get on board. We don't want to get all sidetracked, y'all. I mean,
Right. You're right, my brother.
You know,
But that's the 3 levels of love that them kids go through. You know, they have that unconditional, they have that judgmental, and then they get to that Lord forgive me.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Haley,
Absolutely.
thank you for coming on the panel. We appreciate you. But we're gonna continue talking. You know, this is just kind of like, you're a sweet girl. We'll say that. You're a sweet girl.
I ain't hear
Yes,
nothing
dear. We
about
appreciate.
Caucasian. Hold on. I didn't hear nothing about the Caucasian on Caucasian crime though. But okay.
Well, see, here's what, and we can talk about that. But my account is on warning. Like at any moment it can be snatched. So I was trying to figure out a way on how to talk about this without my.
Well, everybody talking about it right now, bro. Everybody is on here doing it. So
I see that. So I had to fight. But me personally, I know how my lives can get, and I know how what happens. They start snatching me down.
And AI don't care. AI don't care. It'll snatch
They
you.
start saying I got stuff going on in the background that ain't really there. So so I had to phrase it this way. But yeah, we can definitely talk about the YT on YT crime. I mean, this is right up their alley. This is something, if we want to believe this, whether we believe it or not, they want the world to believe that it happened this way. They want the world to believe that he was taken out by one of them, and they can't.
Given what you just said,
they want to say it's political.
Again, given what you said about that headline, they trying to compare him to Malcolm, Martin, and who? Why would that even?
Gandhi.
Gandhi?
Now I'll give them Gandhi.
They don't have one of those, so they're desperate to have a
They don't have. Understand?
That's my point. They need somebody to look to as some sort of hero that they've had here that they can actually point and look to. Because see, just looking and pointing and saying Jesus, that ain't nobody you can really see. That's nobody you can see per se. But this hero down here, yeah, that's what they're looking for.
Listen, they don't think about all their. Let's really try to think hard and name a hero that's not a degenerate from their community. Let's really try to think hard. Somebody,
Don't worry.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give them the degenerate. Okay, I'm gonna let them have the degenerate. Name that person. Okay.
To say about one of theirs that wasn't a degenerate. That they
Jimmy Carter was a damn good man.
It's not many men that they can say.
Jimmy Carter was a damn good man, and they can't stand him.
I say Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton was in the dope game. Nope. Now I'm gonna take Carter and housing homes for habitat over what went through my neighborhood. Okay.
You all right?
Bill Clinton was a proud.
Who?
Say it again, sister.
Like the hoes is having a hard time.
Proud cheater. A boastful
yeah.
cheater.
Yeah. And again,
Wait. Were you talking about Bill Clinton was a cheater?
Yeah.
Monica Lewinsky ring a bell?
Oh, no. Y'all don't understand.
You think she was the first?
No, listen. I protected them here in California at the airport. We had let them get in a limo and all that. But one of the guys, the Secret Service guys, he said Hillary wasn't mad because he cheated. Hillary was mad because he got caught because she goes the other way. She does the other way. Girls come to her room
So what?
right?
Oh,
But they were
she was
together.
much more
What did
discreet
did
than
I
whatever
say
she was
anything
doing.
about? Hold up. Did I say
Go
anything
ahead.
about Hillary Clinton, or did I say he was a boastful cheater?
Hold on.
You
So,
said
You
she was
just
a
repeated
boastful
what I
cheater.
said.
so what you're
Oh, my
saying
bad.
was this was a politically arranged marriage, correct?
Yeah, they were a power couple, right? But they did their thing, behind closed doors.
Of course.
The
So
man came from the governorship where he had his own private security, he had his own cameras, all this stuff monitored, and moved past the Congress and the Senate into the presidency. He never left that Secret Service protection, and they've been in the governorship for some time. That level of protection allows you a certain level of security and a certain level of things. I completely get the political marriage, but I just like my brother said, I get that. She wasn't mad that he did it because he wasn't the first. He been doing that since he was in the governor's office.
Okay. Let me hear from Alfonso. Alfonso, what do you think about the Charlie Kirk incident, brother?
I think it's political and demonic. If you look at Charlotte, what happened in Charlotte, it's like a spirit's been released in this country. Y'all better start praying.
that's right.
You said that a young girl, that was weird. And they interviewed, they let the dude come out and talk. He said it was something about, they put something in his head or something. It's something demonic, it was demonic.
Is it MK Ultra maybe?
That's what some people
Now you're
try
going
to
back
say.
to the
My brother
Manchurian
tried to-
candidate.
My brother tried to say that he was in and out of jail, and they had in the past they were saying they were experimenting with prisoners, so we don't know. So I mean, I think they're about to release something here, and I think that's why they're putting all these they're trying to bring the National Guard into some of these cities because
They're trying to call the herd.
people sleeper cells and stuff. They don't know what's gonna happen.
Our ninjas out of control.
So you got a demonic stuff and you got political stuff going on at the same time. So just pray for the best thing to happen to the nation and the president and people in positions of authority to make good decisions. And I think some of these people that's fighting them, I think a lot of money is involved. And I hope God will step in and remove these guys supernaturally.
Well, brother, can't we just use the quantitative evidence that the foundation of this shows that this is just the behavior of people that after they decided, because see, here's what I see happen. I mean, this is nothing but an emulation of the Roman Empire because it's the same structure. We don't use Caesars, we just use president. But they still have a Congress and they still have a judicial branch of government. And they take that model all over the continent for the last 600 plus years. And that nefarious behavior has created an organizational behavior that they've done and continue to do. I don't think it's hidden. It's right here in front of us. This organizational behavior they continue to do, everything they've ever did nefarious has been under that system. The judicial, legislative, executive branch. It's the practice, but the way it works, for me, that the way they're able to sustain it is the way that they characterize things. If I characterize you differently than myself, I take the stigma off of myself. If I call your neighborhood a ghetto and I just call mine a rural area, it doesn't sound the same. I can stigmatize you in a way that my message can be more polarizing than anything you can do physically to try to combat it.
Well, I look at it like this, sir. I agree with some of what you're saying too. You got these major cities that's having a lot of issues, and you look at the leadership.
It's not just the cities, brother. I would disagree with that. It's
Well,
all over the country.
Hold on. I agree. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm looking at the major cities that they said have been having issues. Democratic and Republican cities, states.
But that's the point I'm making. That's the characterization they're using. See, we have poverty all over the country. We have middle class all over the country. We have wealth all over the country. But if I can stigmatize poverty in certain areas, it gives a different connotation. The characterization, it's like if I do genocide in a country, that's how I take it over. And I describe that as pioneer. Hang on, hear what I'm saying. You can't hear me if you're going to talk.
if I
You never let me
describe it,
finish, sir.
if
You
I
never let me finish.
okay,
I
well
was
go
trying to
ahead,
bring out
sir.
a
Then I'll
point. You
let you
wouldn't let me
finish if you
finish.
don't want to hear me.
Let me finish, and I'll
Go
finish it
ahead.
with
Go
you. I'll
ahead.
let you finish.
Go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is, strategically, certain cities are being hit. It's poverty. You go in there and you clean them up, and you audit those cities. The money is being stolen. It's intentionally being set, like you said. Their cities are intentionally strategic. Okay, when I was in the military, and we got into it at work, I said, why are strategically certain cities, mainly poor people or poor blacks, you go all over the nation, it's mostly poor people, mostly us, or poor people, Spanish people. And I'm like, it's strategically being done. Go in there and clean them up. If he
We know
said, I
why
want
that's
to,
happening,
wherever
brother.
they are, wherever they
It's
are, go in
happening.
there and clean it up. Bring the military in there, or they work with the local officials if they allow them to.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
brother,
Law,
I
and
think you're
that's an
missing the point
extreme
I was
jump, brother.
making.
then no, you work with the law. You work with the local law enforcement, and you
Sir, you're
bring.
missing the point I was making. You're talking about what you're talking about, how you're going to go about constructively to try to solve something that they created. What I'm saying to you is how they stigmatized it in the first place to even have the platform to go in there and allege to want to fix something.
To
Well,
make you think it's a bad thing.
what if it is, and you guys don't want to acknowledge it? What if it
No,
is?
brother, that is not what we,
Something has
brother.
to be done. I'm looking at
You spoke
Charlotte.
specifically to
I'm
cities.
looking at
I just
Charlotte,
like to
sir.
give you I come
I'm
up
looking
out of
at
this, man.
Charlotte. Go clean it up.
And I
Do
came up,
something.
and I'm out of Detroit, bruh.
And I'm looking at what
Good.
I'm saying. Make an attempt, even though it's like
Brother,
the individual.
brother, I
You
have
will.
watched my city get stripped from their funding because the state legislature did not give them the funding.
What if the president or
Stop. Hear me out, brother. Hear me
okay,
out.
I'm gonna
If
talk.
the state legislature refuses to fund the city, and then the federal government comes in and says that city is out of pocket, it is not that city's fault. That city has to be responsible to the state legislature and the laws and the financing that comes from there. If I'm going to
Okay,
underfinance your city by state mandate, because that's where it is,
it's
Federal
corrupt.
and then complain about your
money.
city being
It is
broke,
corrupt.
Alfonso is
It's
talking about you funding your own city. What? Y'all stop always having your hand out. One hand you being oppressed, the next hand you talking about they ain't give us no money.
You're missing the concept, sweetheart. We live in an economical threshold. The
Okay.
economic. Hang
You
on, ma'am.
missing
Let me answer
Alfonso's
you. Hang on. You
concept,
can't hear me
sir.
if you're gonna talk over me.
You're missing
Ma'am,
Alfonso's
let me make
concept,
the
sir.
point.
let
I
her
can
speak some,
disagree
brother.
with you,
Let
but
her
let me
speak.
make the point. The point I'm making to you is this. We came from robust cities. We came from robust towns. It's a historical footprint that when you're talking about funding, when you're talking about taxation, that funds everything that goes on in any city. If you disproportionately don't give it to certain areas, you can create a nefarious atmosphere. That's what the gentleman is talking about. Even when we win legalities, such as school board situation we had, we won the Board of Brown Education. Rather than give us the money that we was entitled through the taxation we had already paid into the system, they took to school and bust us out. So you create an environment, you shut schools down, so now they're not there. Then you run the businesses out. They
So
did
you
this
need
from
money to
fixing
go
it,
to
ma'am. Let
school.
me finish, and then you
You
can
need
argue my
money to
point.
do all these
Let me
things, right?
finish, ma'am. You can't argue a point you don't hear.
I've been listening to you the
You're
whole
not
time.
listening now. I'm not talking about before. I'm telling you, in 68, they took the schools. In 78, they ran out the business. You know what they did in the 80s. That's what created the environment they allegedly want to go and fix. He's right. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. You got to
so
understand, like when you have communities that pay taxes, their job is to use that tax money to build up that area. If everybody's paying taxes, no matter what you look at it, some more, some less, but we're all paying taxes. If you're not using the tax dollars to clean the streets, if you're not using the tax dollars to fund the school, if you're not using the tax dollars to bring in to bring in businesses into your community instead of running them out, what do you get left over? You get a lot of people sitting around doing nothing, destitute, idle hands, and then you flood it with drugs and just create zombies out there.
Too
Create.
much.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, Goddess. Go ahead.
Nobody complain about the tax dollars when they want to join the military and get paid.
That's
How
a
many people
different
we done sat
that's
on
a
this
different
panel and
narrative,
heard
ma'am. That
are
doesn't associate to
post-military
how you run a city.
and
They're
trying
going
to
to,
act like
but hold
they
on.
did it for free or they
But
did
hold
it
on.
outside their
But
heart.
hold
They
on.
did it with tax money.
But hold on. They're going to fund the military. They have to. But they
No,
don't have
they're
to fund
overfunding
certain
the
things.
military.
Of course they
The
are.
tax money that you're complaining about is tied into what's going on.
No, ma'am,
Hold on.
you're
But I'm talking
not
about the
understanding.
local. We're
There's
talking about the
there's
local
I'm trying to
taxes
talk
in
to the
that
host,
community.
sir.
We're
But
talking
go
I
about the
ahead.
understand that, but
You know
just
what? Go
like in
ahead.
your
Talk to the
house,
man.
just
Hold
like
on.
in your house, you have different
Hold on,
things that
sir.
you fund.
Hold on, sir. Let me just finish. Okay. We're talking about the local the taxes in our local area. What's wrong? I'm in the city right now. We got terrible streets.
we do too.
On one side of the city, it's fine. The north side, fine, beautiful,
Uh-huh.
built up. But when you get closer to the inner city, what happens?
Potholes.
It's like a pothole, garbage.
Well,
Nobody wants to do anything to keep those
That's
roads.
not an accident. That's by
Exactly.
design.
That's by
host,
design.
host, host. I'm in Charlotte, and they look like they're trying to build any city out, and the poor people are getting forced out. But
Yeah,
That's
because
gentrification, but
they
True
want
yeah.
the
Blue,
real estate, brother.
True Blue,
They want the real estate because the last
True.
thing
Yep,
we
yep.
have
That's
as
what
a
they're
Do
doing.
you
people.
not, do
True.
you not understand what they do? They bring the property value down on purpose, and then
Every
they come
20
with a
years.
reconstruction mindset so they can build up and make it look better. And then they make it over. Then they make money because they bought it cheap, and then they bring in these businesses and sell high because now to move into that place is $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, opposed to 4, 5, 6, 7,
My
8,
question
900 a month.
is how you let somebody come run your shit down? This your block and this is yours and you the king, you the queen, but you
Because
trash
you can
stays
only
out on your
control your
lawn.
territory.
Trash stays out on your lawn for a year.
Let me ask you a
Now you
question,
mad
real
somebody
simple
came and bought
question,
your
man.
crap up?
Because I think
See?
you're being sincere. Let
Oh
me
man.
ask you a question right now.
So
If you're a
Okay.
mom and pop grocery store,
hold on, Luca. Let me add this because she's making some points, and I want y'all to answer. But I want to say this. Listen, we're the only people that really been under what we call psychological warfare, psyops, uh, all kind of tests that
And we don't have no leadership.
if you ever seen that movie They Clone Tyrone and you really understand the Easter eggs and what's going on, they're telling you what they did. They put something in our food. They put something in our water. They brought on the autism. They brought on the dysfunctional mind, the hyperbolic, the hyper masculine. They invented all that and they did it through us. They put us in they've been experimenting on the black community for the longest that they know how to hit us with music. You know, we have a young girl named Ishmael that talks about how the music is weaponized against them. They understand all that. If you watch a scene and they clone Tyrone, all of a sudden they start playing some music and they start eating this chicken and they start playing this music and everybody start growing up beside each other's head just based on the music.
yeah, that's a social construct, but the economic
That's
construct
happening
became
in real life. It's not just black people have low IQ. Black men or black women just can't get right or can't do nothing. No, it's by design. Now, does it affect all of us? No, because we have this resilient mind that's outside of most people's spectrum. We're not 16, 17% of the population that's doing bad. A lot of us have risen up out of that. 64% of us are in the middle class or rich. So you
but
can't
you know
compare
what? You know what it is?
now,
You know what it is too much?
and some of the 20 to 30% that are growing up next to these people that are not these people, right? They're highly functionable in the current situation that they're in. So they leave out the hood, go have a pretty decent job, not all the way, but pretty decent, and they're functioning and they gotta go back. That's by design. That's not by because we don't know how to clean up after ourselves. That's not by because we just you know, we kings and queens and we just can't. No, it has nothing to do with none of that.
That's a social construct you're speaking of, and that's true. The economical construct is this.
To Black American, and also listen, they do it to their own people.
Yeah, the economical construct is what I'm trying to speak to too much, and that is the economical construct came in the sense that if you're a mom and pop and you have a grocery store right now, I can make big businesses so big that you can't compete. This is a capitalism, which is basically playing monopoly, and whoever controls the boards controls the game. The last people monopoly we have is our neighborhood. If I stigmatize them to make you think the only way to move up is to move out, you leave that real estate, and the only thing you have now is what you think is an asset, is a home, a car, and those kind of things. But that's what you call bad debt. Because if I went and bought a home for $500,000, I owe debt to a bank. If I go to an apartment, I owe debt to a bank. The difference is the apartment is going to pay me some money back. The apartment complex. We're not playing monopoly.
I think I heard her mention also.
We have is our schools and our neighborhoods.
Think about it. Listen, we constantly, if we want to be investors and we want to make money, right? We kind of have to play the same game that they're playing on us. We have to buy.
This is the economic system that we're in.
High. So what I gotta do if I want to get a home in a Black neighborhood, I gotta find the most demolished home on that block in the nicest area that I could find. Put 15, 20, 30,000 into it and hope that that it rises up to at least the property value or better. Maybe I make 15, 20, 30, $50,000 off the deal. Maybe property value just goes down and I lose it all and the house is worth nothing. That's the chance that they put me in. If I want to make some money, you know what I got to do really is go get a house in a good community and then let the property value appreciate over time. Because if I get it in this area, we know the property value, unless they come in and do some gentrification, and I know that beforehand, and I'm able to get in at the ground floor, which they don't allow me to do that, right? And then I say, okay, I see them destroying this neighborhood on purpose. Let me go buy up some property. And then eventually when they build such and such in that community, it's going to be worth something. You see the chances? We don't get the same opportunity that everybody gets. We don't get the inside information. They outlawed inside information. It's a crime to get inside information, especially if you're this skin color. Now, if you're somebody else and you're a big corporate wig and you're in on it, y'all can do that insider trading all day long. They make it look legal even though it's not.
See, they busted Martha Stewart for that. One. They tried to make that bill, the Nancy Pelosi bill, when they were trying to get Congress currently to stop Congress members specifically from being able to do insider trading. But I heard you mention something earlier, since you said, and we don't want a leader. Did I hear you say that?
Yeah, exactly. He mentioned we the only people who've had psychological warfare. And I said, yeah, we just don't want no leadership. We don't want to be told what to do. We don't want no sense of authority, no sense of accountability, nothing. We don't want it.
Those are steps I would completely disagree with.
I know. That's what I just said.
You said we don't want that stuff?
Right.
You don't. I've been accountable all my life. All my life I've been accountable.
If you're a man, you're always going to be held accountable.
So I don't even understand that concept for one, but the idea of leadership as a group.
Y'all being held accountable. Why is our community the way it is?
We've learned, sister. If you'd like an answer, I'm gonna give it to you. I'd like to give you the answer.
Let her ask the question because I didn't hear what she said. Say that again.
Since men always are held accountable, why is the Black community the way that it is? Who has held y'all accountable for the fall of this community in this state?
We are held accountable. Who does everybody blame for the Black community being the way it is? Who? They're not blaming the women.
So they don't blame the women for the community being the way it is?
Do
No,
you
they
hear
blame
them
the
blaming the
men.
women for the community the way it is?
I
The
hear a lot of
men.
single mother victimhood blaming.
Okay,
I
well,
will
Where?
say that.
You didn't hear it here.
you hear it. You're hearing that recently. That's a recent event. You know, men had to take it on the chin for over 50 something years. We had to hear y'all the reason, y'all the reason, y'all the reason. We've been being. You've only heard recently men start to speak up and say this is what I feel is going on, or I'm not going to take all this blame. I'm going to throw some of this. You've only heard that recently, but in the past, you all we heard is, oh, if our
Men
men,
are always held
if
accountable.
only our men, yeah, men are always held accountable,
Then
always.
no, they're not. If he can
They're
speak up
never
and put
not.
the blame on someone else,
Well, who?
that's not accountability.
You tell me who can a man go cry to and complain to today? Who
I
can?
said that's not accountability.
Yeah, no, that is accountability. When you can't go complain to nobody and you have to be like, okay, yeah, I gotta do better. And here's the real fact. Black men have done better. And nobody gives them credit for that. We're not in. Listen, those prisons aren't overran anymore like they were in the 80s and 90s, are they? They're not. If someone says they are, they're using 80s and 90s. They're using old data. The new data shows that we're not. Only 1% of us are in prison. That's the new data. It used to be what? 40, 50% they used to say is in prison. It's only 1% of us is now in prison. So black men have done better. No one is giving them props. No one is recognizing them. No one is clapping their hands. But you know what they're still doing? They're still blaming the black man for everything. And you know what? We can never get around it. We have to say, you know what? We got to do even more better. That's why we're trying to build the FBA coin and get all our people on code. All our people together.
There you go. That's the word I've been waiting on right
We're
there.
trying to restore the matriarch and the patriarchy and put them together and say, hey, man, let's figure this thing out. I'm not going to marginalize you. You don't marginalize me. I'm not going to use my power on you. You're not going to use your power on me. And let's begin to build again. We're not trying to sow this gender war division anymore. We're not even on that. We're so far off the gender war division. We're trying to all get on the code and say, listen, we're going to get on code so we can build our community, so we can make some real changes. That's where we're at. And we're saying, hey man, if you're a woman and you got some skills, we need them. If you're a man, especially
Bring them in.
if you got some skills, we need them. Bring them to the FBA ecosystem and let's build something and let's change the lives. We understand. Listen, man, I tell men all the time, listen, the first home you got to liberate is your own family. Liberate your woman from having to work if she doesn't want to. If she wants to work, let that woman work. But if she'd rather stay home, you go get the best job you can get and pay all the bills.
And enjoy that sweet married life.
Speak up and relax because that's not even understood in our community. Our women have always worked. They've never got a chance to take a break like other community women have. They had to work right alongside what is coming from slavery, even before slavery, into slavery, out of slavery, into Reconstruction, into Jim Crow. Our women have always had to work. So we preach over here, hey man, liberate your family first and then liberate your people. You can't liberate your people if your home's not liberated. There's no way. So start with your home first. Start with your kids first. Start with being the moral provider and the moral protector and the moral example first. Then come over here and let's get on this FBA code and let's do what needs to be done and let's run circles around the dominant society because they're falling. France, do you know what's going on in France right now? Their economy is.
Oh, I'm loving that. I'm loving it. Loving it.
And that's only one of the dominoes. We gotta see we gotta listen. That's just one. Wait till it's two. Wait till it's three. It's game over. But here's the problem. If you're stuck in the old system, guess who's gonna go down with the ship? You are. Unless you have an economy outside of that economy that you can thrive in. And that's what we're trying to build in the little bit of time that we have left. Because we know as men and women, if we don't build it, We can't expect somebody else to build it for us. We can't wait for the white man or the Asian man or any other man outside our community to be so benevolent. So
We
benevolent.
gave y'all 50 years. Time's up.
It's done.
Time to focus on us now. As half a century, time to focus on us now.
I'm not waiting for no reparations, even though we owed it. I'm not waiting on it. The more important than reparations is building the FBA ecosystem. That's the most important thing to me. If reparations is going to come when it comes, we're going to build this ecosystem so we can thrive. And when it comes, we actually have a system and a structure in place so we can do something when it comes. So that's just going. But here's my fear: when they give us the money, the economy they're going to tank the economy. Right when we get it, we'll get like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, possibly even a whole day before we wake up tomorrow. And
they might give us 48 hours, man. They might give us 48 hours.
I doubt it. That's too long. I think they're going to give us a couple hours or a day.
They gonna let the dumb ones party. Okay.
Damn, we don't got nothing. So we better build this FBA ecosystem. We better get that popping and get all our people on code, all our people moving around, navigating. We better have a Green Book 2.0. We better build the Black Wall Street 2.0. We better get our genealogy so we know who's who. Get everybody reparation ready or lineage verified, LV. Y'all, everybody should have LV in next to their names. They're saying they've been lineage verified, and we need to get on up out of this system and start thriving in our own. Build our own businesses, build our own gas stations, build our own whatever, build our own industries, and build our own.
Have our own mining company.
All that, our own mining.
Where are you at, sis? Goddess, where are you at?
Yeah, what you mean? Georgia.
Okay. I'm just asking because I don't know too many. I've heard.
Are you in the ATL area or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, shout out. Man, listen.
Ain't no doubt. I was in there around Atlanta for a while back. And, I've been around this a little bit. And I'm asking because when I hear mining, I know those are industries, but they are also industries that are half faded down into the lesser fields that anyone's going to want to do. Quite honestly, you go do it for the money, but your health is completely at risk. And until you can get both those things together, the industry, something like mining. I only say that to mining in America.
There's a lot of different ways to mine. There's data, there's gold, there's oils, a lot of different mining.
As long as we own the mining, it don't matter.
There you go.
Working the mining. It's just like listen, my uncle owns oil mines and diamond mines in Central and South America. My uncle. Now he's in and out of prison because he don't like paying taxes. But that's his fault. But he actually owns those mines. He's not working those mines. He's owning those mines. So my thing is, as long as we own it, it don't matter who is working or where that mine is at that he owns. They don't have to be in America. It could be outside of it. It could be anywhere as long as we own it. It's time that we own our own manufacturing so we can start being competitive with our marketplace. Because understand, when we build this FBA ecosystem, until we figure out manufacturing, the prices are going to be higher than the regular stores, and we just have to pay that price because we understand it's building our community. We got to understand when we go to that soul food spot, it might cost us $20, $25, $27 a plate in the beginning until we get our black farms together and get everything cracking. Then we can be more competitive on the pricing. Same thing with the clothing. Same thing with anything that we own. We are saying we are choosing our survival over their struggle. See how that works? We're choosing our survival over their struggle. If we stay in their system, we continue to struggle. But if we build our own, we survive and we thrive. we're safe. And here's the thing. It's going to be hard for us, but it's going to be simpler. I hate the word easy, so I say simpler for our children, because they are going to, our children's children actually, they're going to actually be the ones who actually grow up sovereign. We're just claiming sovereignty, but they're actually going to grow up sovereign. That's the goal. Imagine your grandchildren waking up and not having any of the struggle that you ever had to go through, and they wake up with a mind for real that says, man, the world is mine, I own it, I can do what I please, I can buy what I want, I can live where I want, I can eat where I want, I can move where I want. They're actually going to live that out in real time, and we may or may not be around when that happens. But the system...
See, our job, sister, our job is to encourage with fertile ground so that those who come under us will have a greater leaf to give them shade and comfort in. I would just say, come on back, chat with us sometime. You know, I hope we haven't been too crass or antagonistic to you, sister. There you go.
Right there.
What are you talking about? I come here often. It's not my first time here.
But do you see that right there behind me?
Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Goddess, do you see that picture behind me?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
That's the first coin that shows a man and a woman, not one or the other.
Right.
That's how we're moving. We are bringing our women with us. We're not oppressing them. We're saying, you're with me, baby. I believe in you. You believe in me. And we're on the same coin together. Not on opposite sides. We're on the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're moving. That's how this economy that we're building is moving. We're coming with an FBA constitution that restores our women, restores our men, restores our youth, and restores our elders. That's how we're coming. That's the ecosystem that we're building, that you can be a part of. We all can be a part of it.
I am a part of this FBA.
Come on. Then if you're a part of FBA, let's get you on code with us. Let's not be talking about men and women this. We ain't doing that no more. We're off that. We're done with that.
It might be FBA's off that, but I'm making an observation, and I'm always going to tell the truth. So that's just
at some point that information is going to get outdated. Because if we're FBA,
that point is not today.
Off that. It is today. It starts today. It starts now. What you see is what you're going to attract. What you focus on is what you're going to get.
Look, all right.
Just think, it's true. What you focus on is what you're going to get. We're not attracting the negative. We're going to attract the positive. We're not attracting the gender war. We're going to attract the gender togetherness. That's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the men that are building, not on the boys that aren't building. We're focusing on men, not boys.
Good.
And we have a clear definition of what a man is and what a boy is, just like we have a clear definition on what a woman is and what a girl is. So I'm not going to confuse the two. And when I approach a young lady, I'm going to, based on how she responds, based on how she moves, I'm going to know if she's a woman or a girl. Based on how that man moves, I'm going to be able to judge based on how he moves and his decision making if he's still a boy or if he's become a man. I'm not relying on an age to tell me. I'm not relying on an age to tell me if somebody's a mature or not. I'm relying on the action.
That's good to see, and I like. Is that the official pick for the coin?
Yeah.
The picture behind you.
Go to the FBA coin.
I like that one.
Go to the
that should be more
broadcast and put out. Yeah, it need to be put out more.
This is what it's about. We're not on that. We're putting our women and our men together on the same side of the coin, not on opposite sides. We're saying we want our women with us. We're saying whatever we can do, she can do. Whatever she can't do, we're going to pick up the slack. Whatever he can't do, she's going to pick up the slack. We're going to have each other's back 360. Not just the 180, but 360, all the way around. That's what we're saying. We're saying balance. Balance is the key. If you got ideas, we want to hear them. I don't care who they're coming from. We're telling our youth, if you got ideas, we want to hear. We're telling our elders, if you got ideas, we want to hear. We want to restore the house of mothers, the house of builders, house of youth, and house of elders, and we want to restore them. And we want to make sure that the people who are in and a part of these houses are leading by example. We already know what it looks like we already know what it looks like when someone's not standing on their square. We finally want to see what it looks like when men, women, children, old, young, are standing on their square. We finally need to see that. It's time.
We know what honor, integrity, and character look like. Each and every one of us. You can see it from a mile away. That's what we're dealing with. Because if you're not willing to commit to that, it's not going to work. But those who are committed to it are going to have it work. Because we ain't got no choice. I'm going to deal with you in an honorable fashion. I would appreciate it if you would deal with me in an honorable fashion. If you don't, okay, fine. But that I don't have to therefore deal with you in an honorable fashion anymore. And I don't want to live in that kind of world. I want to live when I give my word is my bond.
Right. I'm going to say this. I'm going to extend grace and I'm going to extend mercy to the male and the woman that's part of FBA. I don't care which. I don't care who you are. If you're FBA, I'm going to extend grace and mercy first. Now I'm not going to keep doing it, but I'm going to lead with that. I'm going to lead with grace and I'm going to lead with mercy until you habitually do wrong. Then I have to just cut you off. Because I can't even focus on retaliation. I can't even focus on being petty because I'm building something too great. So the only other thing I can do is say, you know what, I just can't deal with you, period. And I just cut you off. Because I don't want to, at one day, who knows when that's going to be. One day, who knows when I'm going to need you again or when we're going to be faced in a situation where it's just us and we all we got. So I'd rather give you the grace and mercy. If you don't accept the grace and mercy, then I leave you alone and try to distance myself as far away as I can, right? And continue building with the people that do want to get on code in what we're trying to do. That's how I run. I got people in my family that I don't even speak to. But trust me when I tell you I gave them grace and mercy first. And when they spit in my face, I had to just wash my hands because at the end of the day, they're my family. I can't take them out.
And you can't change that they family.
Huh?
I say you can't change that they family.
I can't change that they part of my blood.
Your family the only one that can hurt you, baby. You know that. Your family's the family's the only people that can hurt you. Can't no outsider hurt you.
They shouldn't. So all I can do is try to make sure when I start my family that I end that cycle. I teach my kids the right way. Hey man, when I have my son, when I have my daughter, when I have my children, I say, hey man, you're all you got. I want you guys to be in the business together. I want you guys to do good to do good and look out for each other. Because when I'm not here, you're all you got. When your daddy and your mom is gone, it's just going to be you. And I lost both of my parents. That's why it's easy to cut everybody off because the only person that was holding my family together, my siblings together, was my father. When my father gone, it made it so much easier for me to cut the connection because there was nobody mediating and bringing us together under one roof. Now that he's gone, it's so easy for me to just start my own family, do my own thing, and leave them where they want to be, and I just go where I need to be. See how that works? But at the end of the day, I got to break that cycle when I have my children and say, hey, man, your brother, your sister, whatever, y'all got to love each other.
And if you have a business, make sure and groom them in that business as well.
Groom, I got to raise them up so they be like, listen, man, this is the family business. This is the family business. and I need y'all to come together and be one.
You know, I ain't saying go out here and make a JR and a Bobby Ewing, but you know, let them know you got to roll in this business.
Man, listen,
There's something here. You're gonna make this thing work at some point in time. Yeah.
Yeah, we can sit here and slice each other up all day if we want to, but that ain't gonna help us deal with that. That ain't gonna help us get the enemy off our back.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna help
You
us.
know, the
It ain't gonna help us
code.
build this FBA ecosystem.
See, the code is the thing again, brother. Want to make sure and get back to that particular thing. That need to be your background from now on.
Okay.
If you can put 2 up there, if you can find a way to put 2 up there, that need to be your background.
Okay.
You said it's almost active now, or is it active now?
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying live. Or did
My
practice
live?
thing go like, yeah?
I'm not understanding. What are you saying?
Has the coin out yet, or is it still in the soft release?
It's still. Oh yeah. It's ready. Remember, we're building up the Telegram first to 100, and then once the Telegram gets to 100, we're going to start pre-selling the NFT. The NFT.
And this is how you start your pre-sales.
Yeah, the NFT.
That's what I'm saying. Show the people what's there.
Yeah, this is the. There's never been a coin like this. There's never been a coin like this. We're gonna get T-shirts.
That's what I'm saying.
There's never been a coin like this that showcased the togetherness of the black man and black woman. The beginning of the family starts with the black man and the black woman, the FBA man and the FBA woman. That's the beginning of the family. That's the beginning of everything. And then we build from there. Man, woman, and child. Mother, father, son, daughter, elder, youth, builder, nurturer. That's where it starts. We need both, and we need both on working in one accord. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live, you guys. Man, thank y'all for coming out. If you're not on the Telegram, get on the Telegram. I can only talk so much game online here. You know, we talked a little bit about Charlie Kirk, and we're about to dip up out here. Colton, cousin, you wanna? I don't know where that came from. Cousin, you wanna tell them what they need to be plugged into?
Yeah. What you want to do, family, for those who are present and those who know, is make sure that you are plugged into the new black media. Professor Black Truth, The Black Authority, 𝗤𝗏 Nasheed, Vicky Dillard, Afro Elite, Black Alpha Network, Lisa Cabrera, and Torian Rain, Reloaded. These brothers and sisters are making sure that we move forward and stay on code as a family. Tune them in, check them out, give them a listen to, let them know what you think. Peace to the family.
With that being said, family, peace, love, reparations, and the blockchain. Everybody take care. Peace out.
Peace.